Is your Galaxy S24 still waiting for the Android 15 update? If you're in the United States and using a factory unlocked version, the good news is it's finally here. Samsung has officially started rolling out the One UI 7.0 update for the Galaxy S24, S24 Plus, and S24 Ultra models. This update brings the latest Android version along with several key improvements that can boost your phone's overall performance and security. The update didn't arrive everywhere at once. Samsung began releasing it earlier this week in South Korea, followed by selected countries in Europe. Now, users in the US are getting access, but it's important to note that it's only reaching devices that are factory unlocked. So if your Galaxy S24 was purchased directly from Samsung or isn't connected to a specific carrier, you should be able to download the update right now. What exactly is packed into this update? One UI 7.0 is based on Android 15, so it brings a fresh layer of changes under the hood. Users can expect smoother performance, improved battery usage, and tighter security features. Samsung has also included the April 2025 security patch, helping to guard your phone from the latest vulnerabilities. Depending on your current setup, the size of the update may be different. If you join the One UI 7 beta program earlier, your update will be smaller, around 400 to 500 MBs. But if you're still on Android 14, then prepare for a bigger download that can go up to 5 GBs. That's a pretty large file, so it's a good idea to connect to a Wi-Fi network and make sure your phone has enough free space before starting the update. If you want to check whether the update is available for your device, simply go to your phone's settings menu and tap on Software Update and choose the Download and Install option. If the update is ready, it should begin downloading right away. If not, don't panic, it just means Samsung hasn't released it to your specific unit yet. Updates usually roll out in stages, so you might get it in the next few days. For users who are more comfortable with advanced options, there's also the choice of downloading the firmware manually from Samsung's official servers and flashing it onto the device. But this is only recommended for people who are already familiar with manual installation and flashing methods, as doing it wrong could lead to software problems. This update is more than just a new version of Android. It marks the first big upgrade for the Galaxy S24 series since its release earlier this year. Samsung's commitment to long-term support also adds value here. The company has promised up to 7 years of software updates for the Galaxy S24 lineup. That means your device could keep getting new Android versions all the way to Android 21, along with ongoing security patches. That's a long runway, especially in the Android world, where many devices stop receiving updates after just a few years. So if you own a Galaxy S24, S24 Plus, or S24 Ultra in the US and it's a factory unlocked version, your phone is now getting faster, safer, and more up-to-date thanks to Android 15 and One UI 7.0. Even if your device hasn't received the update just yet, it likely will soon as Samsung continues its phase rollout. If this information helped you out, go ahead and give this video a like. And if you want to stay ahead with the latest news on Android updates, Samsung software features, and upcoming smartphone releases, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 really going to bring a major camera upgrade, or are we just getting a bigger camera bump for no reason? That's the question a lot of Samsung fans are asking right now. According to a trusted source, the upcoming Galaxy Z Fold 7 will come with a slightly bigger camera bump than the one on last year's Galaxy Z Fold 6. Naturally, when people hear bigger camera bump, they assume better camera hardware, and in this case, that might be true. Leaks suggest that the main rear camera on the Galaxy Z Fold 7 could be upgraded to a massive 200 megapixel sensor. That's a big jump from the 50 megapixel sensor used on the Fold 6. If this is accurate, it would be one of the biggest improvements in the Fold series so far, especially in terms of photography. However, it's still unclear if the larger camera bump is only because of the upgraded sensor. The difference in size may not even be obvious at a glance. You probably need to compare both phones side by side with measuring tools to really notice it. Now, before anyone gets too excited, there is a bit of a catch. Even though the Fold 7 is expected to have a much better camera than the Fold 6, it's still not expected to beat the Galaxy S25 Ultra. That phone continues to be Samsung's best camera performer. So while the Fold 7 will offer great camera quality, it won't be the absolute best Samsung has to offer. Still, 200 megapixels is nothing to complain about. That's more than enough for most users. Whether you're taking pictures in daylight, low light, or recording videos, you'll likely be very happy with what the Fold 7 can do. Beyond the camera, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 is expected to be a beast when it comes to performance. It's rumored to feature the Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset, which is the same powerful processor found in the Galaxy S25 Ultra. This means the Fold 7 won't just look good, it'll be fast, smooth, and capable of handling everything from gaming to multitasking with ease. Now let's go back to that camera bump for a second. While it might be slightly larger, it's not something most people will care about. At worst, the phone might wobble a bit more when placed flat on a table. But honestly, most of us use cases or hold our phones in hand most of the time. A tiny bump isn't going to change much. And if you think this is a big design shift, just wait until you see what Apple is reportedly doing with the iPhone 17 lineup. Did you expect Samsung's next big foldable phone to skip a major update? Because that's what might actually happen. The upcoming Galaxy Z Fold 7 could launch without One UI 7 and instead jump directly to One UI 8. Sounds confusing, right? Especially when a lot of people are still waiting for the current update to even arrive on their phones. Let's make sense of this. One UI 7 is Samsung's version of Android 15, and it was officially released toward the end of 2024. But despite that, a large number of Samsung devices haven't received the update yet. Flagships like the Galaxy S24 Ultra only started getting it after months of waiting. And for others like the Galaxy S53, Z Fold 4, and Galaxy S21, the wait is still on. Samsung has promised updates for these models around April, May, or maybe even June. That's a really long time to wait, especially when other Android brands are already done updating. Now here comes the twist. Leaks suggest that Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold 7 might not even bother with One UI 7. Instead, it goes straight to One UI 8, which is based on Android 16. That's right, a phone that hasn't even been released might skip the current version entirely, come with the next one out of the box. If that's true, it's a bold move, and it's going to raise a lot of eyebrows. Think about it. Many users have been stuck waiting nearly a year to get Android 15, while this brand new foldable could show up running Android 16 from day one. That doesn't sit well with everyone. For someone using an older Galaxy model, it might feel like being pushed to the back of the line. Again. But why would Samsung do this? There might be a bigger reason. Google is rumored to launch Android 16 earlier than expected this year, possibly as soon as June. That timing would make it possible for Samsung to launch the Fold 7 in July or August with the new software already installed. From a business point of view, that's actually pretty smart. Launching a high-end phone with the newest Android version sounds like a great way to stay ahead of the competition. Still, not everyone is happy. If you're a Galaxy A series or S series user, this might feel like another reminder that newer, more expensive phones always get the spotlight. And it's not just about feelings, it shows a real problem with update timing. Even the premium Galaxy S24 Ultra had to wait around 9 months for Android 15. That's not just slow, that's frustrating for users who paid top dollar for their devices. There's also another side to this. Android 16 is supposed to bring better support for foldable and large screen devices. It will remove some limitations that currently stop apps from working properly on bigger displays. That's important for phones like the Fold 7, which depend on these features to give users a better multitasking experience. Samsung likely wants to make the Fold 7 the leading foldable on the market, and launching it with One UI 8 could help them do just that. Even so, most Samsung users aren't using foldables. Samsung ships hundreds of millions of phones each year, and the majority are standard S and A series phones. These users form the backbone of Samsung's success, and they also deserve fast, reliable updates. If updates are too slow, people start to feel left out, especially when a new device gets to skip ahead. Maybe Samsung is trying to get everything just right before releasing software updates, but sometimes focusing too much on perfection can delay what really matters to users just getting the update in a reasonable time. So if you're still waiting for One UI 7 on your Galaxy phone, don't worry, you're not alone. And if the Galaxy Z Fold 7 really does come with One UI 8 right from the start, hopefully Samsung doesn't forget about the rest of its users in the process. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates.